What are you doing with your life? Why did you choose this career? Are you ever gonna have kids? When are you getting married? Does this sound like your family? If so, welcome to the video on dealing with all your family probing you on inappropriate questions and how to deal with those during the holidays. If you're new here, hi, I'm Olivia. I'm a 24-year-old post-secondary student. I'm currently completing my social services diploma. I'm making this video hopefully to help make your holidays a little less stressful. If you happen to enjoy me or my content, make sure to subscribe. You can see more of me and my content. If I'm honest with you, I hate family dinners. They're always so loud and warm and overstimulating, and everyone is asking you questions they don't want to hear. And most of the time I just end up spending time with any animals that are at the occasion because they are a lot less stressful and they don't ask you probing questions that you don't want to talk about. But of course they are your family, and during the holidays it's kind of good to have family and spend time with them. So we're going to talk about some things to make it a little more tolerable during this holiday season. I'm not going to say that these are super easy instant fixes. They do take a bit of work, but it's just going to be some general advice, some tips, and some helpful tools that you can use during the holiday season to hopefully make your family dinner a lot less stressful. So first thing is going to be trying to keep your routine as best as you can during the holiday season. I know that some people have work off, some people have school off like me, and your routine gets all kinds of messed up, but trying to keep with a similar routine, it doesn't have to be the routine that you use when you go to work or school, but just trying to keep a routine that's similar over the holidays is going to help you a lot when it comes to those family gatherings and dinners that you have to go to. As humans, we love routine, we strive off routine, and it's going to make you less stressful because you know exactly what's going to happen during the day, and it just kind of helps you plan better. So examples of this would be waking up at similar times every day and going to bed at similar times every day. And one of the biggest parts of keeping on routine that I think is helpful is eating meals, all 3 meals at the same time, especially when you're going to have a family dinner. And now I know this can be hard because, you know, Christmas morning, if you have kids, or if you are a kid and you have to go to a bunch of different families during that day, it can be hard to, you know, keep a consistent routine. But during the day of a family dinner, it's really important to eat your breakfast and your lunch and not eat because you're going to have this big meal. Not eating is going to make you more anxious and irritated, and that's definitely going to affect the conversations and your mood during the family dinner. So if you're like me and normally don't eat a lot anyway, you probably get comments about how you don't eat a lot or how skinny you are, or maybe you get the opposite of that. We're just going to try and ignore those comments because we know our body best, and it does not matter if you eat less on Christmas dinner than everybody else. You can always just bring home leftovers. It's not the end of the world. People make a much bigger deal than what it actually is to not eat a huge dinner. Personally, I don't like that because I like to eat smaller meals. I'm not super hungry during Christmas dinner, and yeah, I like to just eat smaller meals at a time, and then maybe I'm hungry like an hour or 2 later, and then I'll have another small meal. So I think it's good to just have a routine and make sure you're eating breakfast and lunch so that you're not forcing yourself to eat more than what you normally would at dinner, or maybe not feeling well enough to eat, because sometimes that happens if you don't eat through the day. So yeah, just keeping a consistent eating routine. And with those comments that come to your body, don't feel like you need to explain yourself on the amount of food you're eating because, you know, it's your body, you know it best. But if you do feel like you want to maybe converse back or say something about it to maybe stop the family member from continuing, that's what we're going to talk about next. So our next topic is going to be de-escalating comments. So de-escalating comments is for when a relative is bringing up a sensitive topic that you don't want to talk about. This can be anything from body image, career, job, school life, home life, kids, marriage, all of that stupid shit that nobody actually needs to talk about during the holidays because those topics are stressful and most of the time we don't want to talk about them. So an example response, for example, I'm going to use a random name. This isn't one of my family members' name, but say Aunt Linda has just asked me when I'm going to get married. All I'm going to say to that is thanks for your concern, Aunt Linda, but I don't really feel like discussing that topic right now, if that's okay. Setting boundaries is really important in keeping you feeling more comfortable during your family time. If the individual keeps pressing, you can inform them again that that's not something you want to talk about, and maybe try and redirect them to a different topic. Maybe you heard that they're doing a different hobby, so you can redirect them and ask them a question about that. Just try and getting them talking about themselves, and taking the topic off of you is a really good strategy to get them to stop talking about what you don't want. Another option you can do if you don't really feel like continuing talking to them because you know that they're just going to keep prodding, just telling them that have to use the washroom, or just telling them that you don't want to continue this conversation and need to do something somewhere else. Excusing yourself is completely fine to do in this situation, but making sure to stay calm during the entire conversation is really important to help keep your emotions and maybe their emotions at a neutral level. You don't want to portray that you're angry or upset with them. You want to try and stay as calm and direct as you can, so that there's no miscommunication in what you're trying to say. And an example maybe of some dialogue you can use for excusing yourself would just be like, again, I really appreciate your concern about this topic. Unfortunately, like, I don't really want to continue this conversation right now, so I'm actually gonna go get some cheese and crackers. I actually have something that I need to talk to with cousin whoever, or I actually have to go grab something out of my car. So just finding a way to excuse yourself from the conversation politely with not putting blame on them. So staying in control of your emotions is really important as well. And if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed at any point, excuse yourself to the washroom and try any of these calming techniques that I'm going to talk about here. If you know of the 5-4-3-2-1 method, that is a really good method that you can use to calm yourself. So you're gonna do 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. So once you go through all of those 5 things, that really grounds you and makes you more in control of your own emotions. Another one that I like to do is watching a boat drift away in your head. If you can visualize things internally, this is a really good one. So you're just going to close your eyes. You'll take a deep breath in, and once you breathe out, it's like you're pushing a sailboat along a little river, and that's kind of what I picture. You can do this with multiple things, like you can do it with a balloon or whatever, and you just keep pushing it away until it's gone in the distance, and most of the time that helps calm you. You can also just do standardized deep breathing for 2 minutes, making sure to count while you're doing that. So you're gonna inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're just gonna do that for about like a minute, 2 minutes, just in the bathroom. So all of those are really good to use if you feel like you're not in control, or you're getting to the point where you're not going to be in control of your emotions, and you might have like an outburst or yelling or whatever, or crying, or anything that you just don't want to happen at that moment. So yeah, just step aside, go to the bathroom, or find a coat room or something where you can just be by yourself for a couple minutes and try any of those calming techniques. And I would also recommend trying them before you go, so that you know kind of what works best for you, and you're not just trying them on the spot and trying to remember how to do them. And then the last thing I'm going to recommend is setting up a self-care night after your family get together. And so I find that this is really good because you're looking forward to something when you get home that's going to make you feel so good. And making sure that you have that plan set ahead of time, and not trying to think of it afterwards, because you're probably going to be overwhelmed and just want to get home, and you're not going to want to plan anything. So planning like a candlelit bath with your favorite music, or planning to get into your jammies and watch your favorite Christmas movie, just movie or TV show with your partner, or by yourself, or with your pets. Taking a walk is something that you need to do, planning to do that. But setting yourself up for winding down after the event is really going to help you not feel stressed and overwhelmed. So I hope those tips are going to help you guys with the holiday season, and believe me, I do understand how stressful it can be. A lot of my family asks questions that I don't really feel comfortable with, so I will be using these, and I have used these techniques in the past to kind of redirect them from talking about that specific topic. So I hope these work for you guys. If you guys have any more suggestions, drop them down below in the comments, so that this is just like a resource center for people experiencing stressful times during the holidays. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps me out. And also subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I also have a bunch of content from the last 2 years that I've posted, so if any of that relates to you, feel free to go watch it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!